She's resting.
At first, Rio only checked the crib a few times each day. Then the family noticed a pattern they could not explain. Every time baby Hazel disappeared into the nursery, the young dog quietly followed behind her. What began as harmless curiosity slowly started feeling emotional, almost like Rio believed the baby somehow belonged to her.
Hi, Rio. Hi, Hazel. Hi, guys. Okay.
Rio was still growing up herself when Hazel arrived home. The family expected excitement and chaos, maybe even confusion from a dog suddenly sharing space with a newborn. Instead, Rio became unusually focused on the tiny baby. She watched Hazel constantly, but never with nervous energy or rough excitement. Her attention felt calm and deliberate. Sometimes she simply rested nearby and stared at Hazel for long stretches without moving at all, as if she was trying to understand something important. During the first few weeks, the relationship looked sweet but ordinary. Hazel lay on blankets while Rio stretched beside her carefully, keeping her body relaxed and gentle. The family joked about the honeymoon phase because the two babies seemed strangely peaceful together. They were both discovering the world at the same time. But slowly, almost without anyone noticing at first, the crib became the center of everything. It started with Rio peeking through the crib bars whenever Hazel cried. Soon she appeared during naps too, then before bedtime, then every single morning. If the nursery door opened even slightly, Rio arrived almost immediately and pushed her snout carefully through the bars. She never barked or scratched impatiently. She only waited beside Hazel quietly, returning again and again until the behavior no longer felt random. That was when the family began asking themselves a different question. Maybe Rio was not simply curious about the baby. Maybe she genuinely wanted closeness with her.
Who is that? Hey.
One afternoon, Hazel reached through the crib bars and touched Rio's nose for the first time. Everything paused for a second. Rio stayed perfectly still, careful enough not to frighten her. The baby smiled and reached again. Rio lowered her head even more gently, almost as if she understood how small and fragile those little hands still were. It became one of those tiny moments the family never forgot because it changed the feeling inside the room completely. The strange attachment kept growing through small daily rituals. Rio somehow learned the sound of Hazel's snack cup long before anyone called her over. The second it rattled, she hurried to the high chair and sat beside it patiently. Hazel started laughing every time she saw Rio waiting there. Then another small moment happened naturally. Hazel reached through the gate and offered Rio tiny pieces of food. Rio accepted them with incredible gentleness, taking each bite slowly and carefully while keeping her eyes fixed softly on the little girl. As Hazel learned to crawl, the relationship became even harder to ignore. She started following Rio through the house the same way Rio followed her to the nursery. Then came another moment that shifted everything. One afternoon, the family found Hazel crawling halfway inside Rio's crate. They stopped and watched carefully. Instead of protecting the space or backing away nervously, Rio calmly walked inside beside her and laid down. From then on, the crate stopped feeling like the dog's private space. Somehow it became theirs together. And once the physical closeness became normal, the family noticed something even stranger. Sometimes they walked into a quiet room and found Hazel and Rio sitting face to face, making tiny sounds back and forth. Hazel babbled softly, while Rio answered with little huffs and gentle movements. Neither seemed distracted by toys or noise around them. They looked completely focused on each other, almost like two friends sharing private conversations nobody else could understand. Those quiet moments often felt more powerful than the playful ones because they revealed how naturally the connection had formed between them.
Rio, please. You did it!
Life around them was still messy and loud. Hazel splashed in the dog's water bowl. Rio searched constantly for extra snacks. But underneath all that chaos, something steady continued growing. The family noticed how carefully Rio moved around Hazel even when the toddler stumbled into her too quickly. And little by little, Hazel learned that same gentleness from Rio in return. Months after those first strange crib visits, the emotional mystery finally felt clear. Rio had never simply been curious about the baby. She had attached herself to Hazel completely. Meals, naps, bedtime, playtime, quiet mornings on the floor together, Rio wanted to share all of it. And Hazel, now walking and babbling more every day, searched for Rio constantly too. The dog who once waited outside the nursery door had become part of the little girl's daily sense of comfort, safety, and home. Please like, share, and subscribe if Hazel and Rio's story touched your heart today. Their bond is a reminder that animals feel love, trust, and connection deeply. Sometimes the smallest everyday moments become the relationships families treasure forever, especially when patience and kindness give those bonds space to grow naturally together. At KindPaws, each story begins with our team's heart. We choose only real and meaningful moments, always from respected sources. With thoughtful editing, music, and images, we work to make each story meaningful and alive. Thank you so much for being with us, and we look forward to the next story together.